Hi and welcome. You're watching another TBC 24/7 live broadcast on We Are Offering a Wealthy Environment. My name is Paul, and today's date is September 23rd, 2018, and this is episode 127. I'm doing this on the fly because lately I've just been doing one broadcast a week instead of every day, and I'm really not sure when I can actually schedule it in the back office of Kringle.Cash ahead of time. So I just wait till it's on the half hour and then I will pop in when I get a chance. One thing I do want to mention to you guys is, in fact, let me put my glasses on and see if I can find the chat. Let's see here, maybe if I refresh. Yeah, it looks like I can. Open it up so I can see the chat. Since I'm not scheduled, I probably won't have anybody come on unless they their email and their subscribers. So I should say at this time that, let me make sure that, okay. This way we won't hear myself twice. Okay. Yeah, if you're new and you come across this video, because it's, well, the only way you could is if somebody else who subscribed refers you to this, or you just find it on YouTube. But, please subscribe. Go down below the video here and subscribe and hit the bell button, and you'll be notified every time I come on through an email. Okay. Reason I've been doing it once a week is because I've been very busy with the other aspects of promoting TBC, doing participating in the cash flow coaching system that Randy Wilson. It's just been incredible. But there has been so much that has come out on the blog that I feel like I need to go back and start doing a few more per week instead of just one. So I am going to go over the blog about the approach to merchants. Okay, even though it's a few days old and everybody's probably already heard it, I want to go over it anyway. And if I've got time, I may go over the new cookie rewards that are coming out soon. Okay, so for those of you who are new and are not yet participating in our TBC community, TBC is short for the Billion Coin. Okay, we call it the Billion Coin. It's a cryptocurrency, and we call it the Billion Coin because we're going to bring in 1 billion members into this community. And we have an algorithm that bases the value of our coin on you and I, members of the community. So each time a member joins, all the way up until we get to our first billion people, it raises the price or the value of our full billion coin by 1 grain of, or by the value of the current price of gold based on 1 grain of gold. That's the smallest measurement of gold. It's worth around $2.50 right now. Okay, so every time someone joins, whether they're, a day-old baby, the oldest person in the world, it raises the value of our coin by $2.50, basically, okay? So when we get to our first billion, and we're only at 3 million after 2 years, but we're right on plan, actually. We're right on schedule, actually. We've got a 5-year plan, and to get to 1 billion, we will get there in the next 3 years, or 2.5 years. It's been 2.5 years now. Maybe even sooner, okay? So the value of gold in 2 or 3 years, if it's the same as it is today, then the price of one, just having one of our coins, will be worth $2.5 billion. Okay. So you can become a multi-billionaire through our cookie reward system. In other words, if you're new, most of us who are used to cryptocurrency know that if we don't get in at the beginning, then the price goes up, and sometimes we kind of feel like we missed the boat because it gets too expensive, and then we just got to buy pieces of it. Like with Bitcoin, oh, $6,500. That's too much to buy a full coin for me right now. But I'll buy $100 or $200 of Satoshi, which is what they call pieces or divisions of a full coin. You can divide a full coin by 100 million. So anybody can buy cryptocurrency for, a dollar. You can get $1 worth of cryptocurrency, right? Okay, so with the billion coin, divisions of our coin are called Kringles or Kringle coins. Okay, but through our cookie rewards system, being as we're different, we're not on the coin market cap. You won't find TBC on the coin market cap to trade. We have a mission behind our coin. The creators of our coin created our coin to eliminate global poverty because for the first time in history, we're actually able to do that now. Cryptocurrency is able to do that if there is some control kept on the coin by the original creators of that coin. If they just throw it onto a market exchange, then anybody can come along. The very, very wealthy that are currently controlling this world can come along and purchase all they want, which is what they do with Bitcoin. Okay, it's on a market, so you got that pump and dump system that they use where they will come in and buy and raises the prices up, then they sell, it dumps, people lose their coins, then they'll buy up their coins again plus yours, and they'll do this over and over again. They're very patient. This is how they collect the people's wealth. Okay, stock market system, all the market systems are the central bankers system, and this is what we want to get away from. This is why Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin created Bitcoin on a blockchain platform. He created the technology, the blockchain technology, so that he can create something that was real. Digital gold is what it is. Okay, if you've got a cryptocurrency, that's because it's on a blockchain. If you've got a coin that's on a blockchain, not an open source, but literally a blockchain, then you've got digital gold. But when you put it on a trading market, trading exchange, you lose all control over it. Okay, but it had to start out that way to educate people, to get it going, to become successful. There had to be a small amount of limit to how many coins they were going to mine. This individual who called himself Satoshi Nakamoto, they're only going to create 21 million coins. Okay, whereas the billion coin, and that was back in 2009. So the billion coin, which got started in March of 2016, we're going to create and have created 1 billion coins. And that's it, 1 billion, never any more. Okay, but it's enough coins to completely eliminate poverty for the 7.6 billion people on this planet. Okay, I mean lift them out and give them full abundance. Okay, so right now we're in the distribution phase. We're always going to be in the distribution phase until we get that coin in your hands. How do we do that? We give it away. Okay, yes, we can sell it, we the members, because we are what gives it value. When it gets in our hands, then that raises the value of the coin, right? So when we get it into your hands, it continues to raise that price up. And the more people that come in, the closer we get to that billion, which is it. Okay. The algorithm shuts the value from increasing anymore. We've got 1 billion members using Kringle coins all over the world. Okay. Right now we have 3 million. And we have got the most expensive coin on the market, or not on the market, but in the world, because it's based on those 3 million people at $2.50 per person. So our coin is worth about $8 million right now per coin. So no one, well, not no one, but almost no one can purchase a full coin. But that isn't the reason why we created this coin. Okay, it's completely reversed. Okay, and it's a little hard sometimes to get your mind wrapped around that, because we've been living in a world of scarcity. I'm going to get into that in just a second. Not a world of scarcity, a world of abundance, but we have only been taught and shown scarcity. So we've been raised with this scarcity mindset. There's not enough, there's not enough, there's not enough. Okay, at least not for you guys. Only for us few rich, very, very rich. And when I say few, there's 7.6 billion people in the world. There's only a little over 2,000 billionaires. And now you know what's wrong with the world. Okay. And why we've never been able to eliminate poverty or develop countries that are still developing, and it's 2018. It boggles my mind. Okay. That's because the people have lost control of their money, but they're coming back. All you got to do is look, and you'll see that people in their money back. They're back in their money by gold again. Okay. And they're bringing value back. And the US dollar / Federal Reserve note has been worthless since 1971, when Nixon took us off here in America, obviously, the gold standard, and made it a 100% debt-based currency system or economic system. Okay. And now it's been 40 years more, and that thing's going to crash. You cannot keep printing money. Okay. You cannot keep making money when it's based on nothing but faith in the people. Yeah. That's all we got. We got the dollar bills, right? We got the money. We got the cash. We believe we can take this down to the 7-Eleven and then buy something, right? But we notice that every month, the $1 becomes worth less and less. It doesn't buy as much. If you've been around just a few years as an adult, and you go down to the 99-cent store, and you've been shopping there for years, you've seen what's happened to that store, right? So now, if you're smart, you're switching over to the Dollar Tree here in America, because at least they haven't, started to raise their prices yet. Okay, the one thing I'm going to show you guys about this money that's not money, it's currency. Okay, and notice on one side it says $1. Notice on the bottom it says $1. Okay, on top it says United States. Okay, let me check out a $5 bill here. Put my glasses on, maybe I can see. That shows, but it doesn't show. You'll notice on the $1 bill, you see at the top right there, Federal Reserve Note. Federal Reserve Note. Okay, then it just says the United States of America. Okay, yeah, okay, that's our country. But does this say this is the United States of America's money? It says it's $1. But what is this? It's a Federal Reserve note. Okay. You can't see it as well on a 5, but it's right there at the top. Federal Reserve note. I don't know if I've got a 10 on me at the moment. See, I got a 20. That's the same thing on a 20. Let's see. Yeah, Federal Reserve note there at the top. Federal Reserve note. Okay, so what that means is the Federal Reserve is a private bank. Okay? It has nothing to do with the federal government. They just named it federal to fool us. I'm serious. It's a private bank owned by private people who paid and bought our politicians and got them elected. And they got Woodrow Wilson elected back in 1913. And 3 days after he took office, he signed the Federal Reserve Act, which gave our money system over to them. Okay? And then they started printing it and lending it back to the government of the United States with interest attached, which was never supposed to be. It was never supposed to be that way. Okay? And they had done that before, but people like Andrew Jackson had gotten rid of it when they became president. And it came back in 1913, and nobody's been able to get rid of it, even though Kennedy, believe it or not, was doing a pretty good job back in the day. He was not paid for, obviously, by the central bankers. It was Nixon that was supposed to win that election, and he lost out to a nobody, John Kennedy. And we know what happened to John. Then we go move forward. Nixon wasn't about to lose again to another Kennedy, so we know what happened to Robert. And then we moved forward to Reagan, who was the next president that was not paid and bought for by the central bankers. But he was not in quite the position to get rid of the central banks. It was just way too strong. And this is prior, right prior to the internet. So we didn't even have the internet in the 80s, right? So not the way it ended up coming out by around 1990. Okay. And then we haven't had a free from the central bankers president until 2017 when Trump won the election. Okay, so now we're getting rid of that system. We're going to put our money back on gold. Okay, how did I get off track? I don't know, but anyway, I'm talking about the value of TBC and how it's different than the cryptocurrencies that are on the market. We have kept control. How? Well, the blockchain is obviously completely decentralized, right? So we have kept control by owning our own wallet. Okay. Most of you guys know that you can go out and there's dozens of wallet companies out there. Even all the exchanges have their own wallets. And they charge you a fee every time you transact your Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. They'll charge you a small amount, right? And but it adds up. But that's how they come into business. But again, there's no control. By having all of our members, by being a private community with one wallet that you have to have from us that we control, then we control the entire distribution of the wealth of our coin. We do not let the rich bankers come in and buy all they want and destroy our coin. It wouldn't destroy our coin, okay, but in a sense, that's not the way the coin was made. We value it in people. We're trying to get to 1 billion people using or having Kringles in a wallet, in their own wallet. And then we're done. We've accomplished our goal. If we let let's just say all 2,000 billionaires come in and buy it up, then that's only 2,000 people. That would destroy the coin. Okay, and they'd end up with all this wealth, massive. I'm talking about billions, trillions of dollars in wealth that this coin represents. And the rest of us would be left with whatever they leave us. That's not how we're set up. So we have to learn that the value is in people. And we have to control that distribution. We control it through our own wallet, and we control it by having a point system called the cookie rewards point system that we use that will enable you to get full coins that are currently worth $8 million and will be worth, if gold stays the same as it is today, $2.5 billion in 2 to 3 years per coin. We allow you to get as many coins as you want through the cookie reward system without paying $8 million. We don't do it as members. We cannot. But admin has all these coins sitting in his wallet. We say him, because it's easier than saying them. It's a team. It's a team effort, a team of creators, all self-funded, self-made millionaires, or maybe not, but they've all got the same, mindset, came together to create this coin. But we just talk about one, and we call him, well, he calls himself Kris Kringle because he's giving the gift away. And that's where we got the name for our division of our billion coin, the Kringle coin. Okay. So, or we call him admin. Okay. Which is kind of sounds like a multi-level marketing thing, but it's not. We use those terms though a lot. Multi-level marketing type terms, network marketing terms, because we are distributing this with people. So we're networking it. So we use those kind of terms. And because we have this cookie reward system, we have to keep ourselves tied together. Meaning we each get a website when we join up, okay? We each get a website. It's free for 30 days, and then it's $10 a year. Okay. But along with that $10, you get your wallet with no transaction fees for life. You can be a shopaholic and do 100 transactions in Kringles a day and never be charged anything, not a single Kringle for any of those transactions. Okay, because we're going to give that to you for your $10 that you're going to spend on your back office once a year. Okay, so, or you can look at it another way. Look at it as a $10 fee for one-time, lifetime wallet with no transaction fees. Because seriously, it's like an admin fee. That $10, it goes to admin. Okay, that just shows him that you're serious about taking this, what we're offering you, serious enough that you want your own back office. You want to give it to your family and friends. You want your own link that you can give to them, that they'll be hooked up with you. Okay, you don't get it, but it keeps you tied together. We are a community. Okay, we are a community, a real community, and that's what makes this thing so fun. So, but you can make money. Okay, obviously, if someone buys some actual Kringle coins from you, say $100, you can actually transfer your Kringle coins over to their wallet, and they'll have real coins. But like say they did that, the cookie reward system from the admin who can give this coin away and it will never affect the price. Obviously, we can't do that. We have to sell you exactly what is worth that day, depending on the membership of that day. And we get new members every single day, right? So the price of our coin always goes up. It never goes down. That's another fantastic thing about our coin. Okay, this is the future. Okay, and it's here now. All right, so see, this is what happens when I go a whole week without doing a broadcast. I'll probably end up spending an hour talking here, but what was I saying? The cookie rewards from his wallet, Kris Kringle's wallet. He can do anything he wants with all those coins. It doesn't affect the value unless he gives them to you. Okay? It doesn't discount the value because he's not a member of the community. He's the creator. Okay? Remember, they're a team. All right. So, for those of you who are new and just watching this video and figuring out what is TBC. All right. So, he will give you, instead of actual Kringle coins, he will give you cookie points that are worth equal value to Kringle coins, and he'll put those in your back office. So if you spend $100 and you bought $100 worth of Kringles from me or anybody else doing these videos, these broadcasts, and I put $100 worth into your wallet, and he sees the transaction on the blockchain, sees both of everything's confirmed, right? Then he goes ahead and he puts he'll put I think it's if you don't do a broadcast like this, I believe it's let's go look and see what it is. Hang on a second. Let me put my glasses back on. I am always confused about the numbers because there's different numbers for different things. Okay, well, let me just tell you this. Okay, I found it. Let me switch over here real quick to sharing the screen. Computer's running a little slow. I've got so many tabs open. All right, I think you can see this. This is the back office of your Kringle.Cash site. You'll get if you're brand new and you haven't come in and you just joined, you get that free for the first 30 days. Okay, and then you just pay your $10 admin fee, and it's there for a year. Okay, here it explains, and let me tell you this: if you're brand new, when you go on the registration page, they just ask you for your name, your email, and it's got to be a real email because you will get an email you'll have to open up and click on the confirmation link in order to actually set up this Kringle.Cash site in whatever username you come up with, which will always be at the end of your link that you'll pass out to your family and friends. So they can get the free gift of 25,000, which is worth 25,000 cookies, which is worth $2,000 in digital money, which is Kringles. Okay, now we have 2 redemption periods every year, May and November, where you change those cookies into actual Kringles and they get put into your wallet and then you can spend them. Okay, but we give you cookies first because we want you to be serious and we don't want our cookies to end up orphans. I mean, our Kringles coins to end up orphans out there. Okay, so it says right here, it will say this on your registration page. And then to think, what else does it ask you? Ask you to make up a password, in which you can always change, make up a username, your name and your email address, and then what country you live in. That's it. So you can sign up your baby. Okay, seriously, you can sign up anybody. Okay, but this is the first thing you'll see on this page. Is this little picture here? Billions of dollars of digital money will be distributed by the end of November. Okay, which is just in a little over a month from now, right? Okay, so is the beginning of November and it lasts for the whole month of November. You'll be able to go into this back office of yours and click on a redeem button in your cookie reward page, and it will just immediately transfer over to your actual wallet, and it will be Kringle coins. Okay, and then we'll have another one in May of 2019. Okay, and right here it just says receive a gift of over 2,000 in digital money. This is right on the registration page. Okay, before you sign up, before you commit to anything, before you become a private member, you're going to see this first. Just clicking on the link will show you this. We want to give you information so that you can make an intelligent decision whether you want to participate in our private community or not. Okay, we're not after your $10, believe me. Okay, and then you're going to see this. Cookie rewards system allows you to both receive and share this gift. Okay, because it does give you a private URL. Mine says Paul Fisher at the end of it, and that keeps me connected to the people I give this gift out to. All right, ever expanding list of merchants accept this digital money worldwide, and we're going to talk about that later on in just a few minutes. The next thing says we are on a mission to end global poverty, starting with this gift. Okay. Next thing says instead of paying transaction fees forever, there's a $10 lifetime wallet fee. Okay. That includes this back office for a year. Okay, and the next thing is get paid daily with any currency to assist us in our worldwide distribution. Okay, so there is a way to actually make fiat currency that you can actually go and use right now at 7-Eleven or the gas station, whatever. Pay your bills until we get a big enough economy where everybody's taking Kringles, which will happen, within a year. Okay, so because we certainly don't need to wait till we get to 1 billion people to have a really massive economy. For instance, Bitcoin has You know that if you're involved in Bitcoin, you can use it at certain stores. Okay, and there's only 12 million users of Bitcoin. 12 million. We're at 3 million, so we're about to take off. Massive growth at this stage because we have created a brand new blockchain platform that we've migrated over to that can do transaction speeds equal to what Visa and MasterCard can do, and they are not on a blockchain. So technology has obviously increased dramatically since 2009. And we are literally the only coin that has those kind of speeds that are on a blockchain so far. Okay. Now, the Ripple coin is not on a blockchain. They are open source. They can do 1,500 transactions per second. Visa and MasterCard does an average of 2,000 to 3,000 transactions per second. We are doing 2,000 to 3,000 transactions per second. The only difference with Visa and MasterCard is if they wanted to, they could do 50,000 transactions a second. Okay, there's just not enough people in the world for them to do that. So they average 2,000 to 3,000 a day. During the holidays, they'll get up to around 6,000 transactions a second. We will not be able to do 6,000 transactions a second, I don't think. But we'll be able to do 2 or 3, and obviously continue to improve as time goes on. But again, we're not worried about this Christmas because we've only got 3 million people. Visa and MasterCard is out there all over the world. Okay, billions and billions of people are using it every day. Okay, so think about that. Bitcoin can only do 7 transactions a second. 7. Okay, but like I said about Ripple, they're an open source coin. They're not on a blockchain, so they can do 1,500. But you don't want to mess with Ripple. Well, I wouldn't advise messing with Ripple because they're not a real cryptocurrency, and who knows where they came from. Okay, so then down here it shows the cookie rewards. Okay, and the basic millionaire cookie rewards are the broadcaster billionaire cookie rewards. Okay, so what this means is if you do a broadcast like I'm doing, you get 1,000 times more by the things you do than you would if you did not. All you need to do is one of these broadcasts, okay? And we'll show you how it's really easy through YouTube to do a broadcast, a live broadcast. And you don't have to talk as long as I am. I've been doing this for a year and a half. Not the live broadcast, but I've been involved for a year and a half. But you can get on here for 20 minutes and talk about what's going on with the Billion coin, what it's done, or what it means to you, having gotten involved, and how you were introduced to it, whatever. You can blow through 20 minutes real fast. You can read something like this, or read one of our blog posts, and I'll get into that in just a couple of minutes. And so you can do one of these and then purchase $100. You see here where it says purchases? Okay. So if you purchased $100 from me with the Kringles, the admin will give you 100,000 cookie points that are worth the same amount in Kringles that you can redeem in November, and then May, and then the following November. Okay? Now, if you go over and you do one broadcast and pay $100 for $100 worth of Kringles from one of the members, then admin will give you 100 million. That's 1,000 times more than 100,000. They'll give you 100 million cookies that have the same value of Kringles. 100 million is obviously worth one full billion coin, which is currently worth $8 million. And if the price of gold stays the same, will end up being worth $2.5 billion. So that's up to you. See, not all of us are broadcasters. Some of us just haven't bothered to do a broadcast, or I don't know. A lot of people have a fear of, doing a video, but there's nothing to be afraid of. I can guarantee you that. But if you want to just be a millionaire, then fine. Okay. If you still buy $100 and get this 100,000, that will turn into about $4 million when we get to 1 billion people. You'll be a multi-millionaire. If that's all you did, just buy one $100. But see, if you get a gift, your gift is $25,000 that you get free. Okay, if you were not even make a purchase, but just took the gift, that gift will be worth probably $250,000 to $500,000 in 2 to 3 years when we get to our billionth person. I mean, that's not chump change. Okay, so why not? It's free. You see, it's free because we got to get it into your hands. Because every time somebody gets this free gift, the value of our coin goes up by $2.50. And we get that much closer to 1 billion members. Okay, which maxes out the coin. And then we will go ahead and decentralize the wallets. There'll be no point in controlling the wallets at that point. People will be able to give their coins away, do whatever they want. And it's never going to change the value of the coin. Okay, so anyway, 100,000, yeah, that would be worth about $8,000 right now. Okay, $8,000 right now. You can turn $100 and leverage it into 8,000 if you did not do a broadcast, or you can leverage it into one full billion coin. That's worth 8 million if you just did one broadcast. That's something you want to think about, but you can talk about that with the individual that brought you in or that you signed up using their link. They'll help you. They'll hold your hand and help you do whatever you want to do. If you want to just become a multimillionaire, fine. We'll show you how. If you want to become a multi-billionaire, fine. We'll show you how. Okay. Now, I believe I've said all the basics of the billion coin and how it works, how it's different, how it's valued. So hopefully you have a little bit of understanding. You can go back and watch this video again. Let me get over and show you our blog system. Admin has a blog that he posts blog posts on. That's what you call them. Every day, 1 to 5 to as many as he wants to keep us aware of what's going on a daily basis. He's been doing this for 2.5 years. I'm telling you, we have a real community. We know who we are. We know who the admin is because he talks to us every day. We know how he thinks. We know how they all think. We know what their goal is. We're all working on this goal. Let me show you this blog. For some reason, when I look at it, let me see if I can get it here on my Google Chrome. It looks really weird. I must be doing something wrong. Okay, it looks like this. It's crazy. So let me go over here and pull up Firefox. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay. But anyway, this is the blog, okay? And you can always find it in the information down below the video here, along with the link to get your free gift. Everything you need to know is down below in the description of my video, okay? And or you can just go to blog.thebillioncoin.info and you can read every day. You don't even have to be a member. You can just read all about our coin, and it will take you back to 2.5 years ago, April 2nd, 2016. You can look at anything. You can look at anything you want. Okay, before you spend a dime. Believe me, you're not even going to spend a dime unless you really want to be a part of this, and the $10 is worth it for you. Okay. All right. So, anyway, this is the latest blog. Okay, this is talking about the new cookie reward. He's always bringing out more ways for us to distribute that coin and earn cookies that we can exchange into real coins. Okay, without having to make purchases. Okay, but like I said, for as small as $100, you can become a multimillionaire or a multi-billionaire. And the ship has not left the dock, as it always does with cryptocurrencies that come out on the market, okay? Because the price goes up to where you can't really afford a coin. You'll never be able to have access to a coin after a certain point, okay? But you can always have access to a full coin of ours all the way until we get to 1 billion people, even when it's worth millions of dollars like it is today. For as small as $100, or if you go out and give the gift to 100 people, we'll give you 10 full coins through the cookie rewards. Okay, so that's why the boat is still docked on the dock. It hasn't even moved out into the bay yet. It's here and it's going to stay here. That's what's so different about the Billion coin. Okay, the blog that I want to talk about today is about merchants. Okay, sponsoring merchants does offer the TBC community the shortest path towards our objective. Okay, so I'm going to click on that one. And excuse me, because I do have a lot of tabs open and I don't have the strongest internet signal in my neighborhood because of the way the towers are built. Okay, here we go. First, it shows this picture, massive growth campaign coming soon. Then it gets into the article. And I'll just read it off here. Reaching our objective. What's our objective? It's 1 billion members, right? That's why we're called the Billion coin. So reaching our objective, and this comes directly from admin or Chris Kringle or the team of creators of our coin. Okay, he is speaking to us, all the members of this private community, which we call the TBC community. Okay, so reaching our objective of 1 billion members has always been within reach since the idea of TBC was conceived. The only question is, how fast can we reach that number? Right? Okay. Humanity needs to upgrade what it uses as a medium of exchange for goods and services. Okay, what does he mean? We need to upgrade. Well, obviously, that fiat currency we're using here in America, which is really what the entire world is still based on as a reserve currency, is slowly not becoming the reserve currency. When you've got countries like Russia who has put their ruble backed by gold, and then the Chinese who have backed their yuan with gold, then you see Europe moving to the east rather than the west now, because their money is stronger than this Federal Reserve note that's worth nothing. It's not backed by anything. You see what I'm saying? We're coming to a transition point in the history of our planet, well, the history of humanity when it comes to money. Okay, we see it happening all over the world, unless you're just not paying attention, okay? But you wouldn't be even watching this if you weren't paying attention, okay? But if you are paying attention, you'll be able to direct people that you love and care about who need to know about this kind of stuff to these videos and this blog and any information that we can give and help you with. All right, so going on, it says the current system where a few have so much power over everyone else has proven over and over again that the few cannot be trusted with such power. Study the comparison below to see what I mean. He calls this picture, this comparison here, common sense, as in, CENTS, in case you can't see this for some reason. Have you noticed the whole world is rethinking the nature of money? What type of money do you want? Okay. And then on the left side, it says money created by banks and controlled by governments, or money of the people, which is over here on the right, managed by a trustworthy community of people. Well, yeah, this is what we want. This is what we used to have. Before the Federal Reserve took power in 1913 for the last time, and it hasn't been disrupted for 105 years now, the money belonged to the people. It was backed by gold and silver. Okay, it was managed by so trustworthy government at the time, but it was being corrupted already. Okay. So you saw what happened. Okay. Now back on the left, it says, what type of money do you want? Designed to enslave humanity? See, if we don't have our own money, friends, then we're slaves to whoever it is that we're getting our money from. If we're getting our money from a private person, private bank, they can tell you it's worth this or it's not worth this anytime they want. They can close and have a holiday. You can't get your money. Sorry. They can do whatever they want. They can deflate devalue the currency. They can create inflation where the value is going to go down every single year, which is what it's done since 1913. The dollar is worth about 2 cents now. Some people think it's worth less than what it was in 1913. Okay? Or would you like a money that's designed to free humanity? Okay? No one can tell you, no bank, nobody, no government, because they're not owned by the bank. They're owned by you and I, which is the way the Constitution here in America is set up. The politicians are ours. Okay? We are now free. The money is now free, has freed us from enslavement to the private bankers. Okay, what type of money do you want? Thousands of years of proof that corruption takes over its use, or that inhibits corruption? You want a money that inhibits corruption? That's what cryptocurrency does. It inhibits corruption. And when you have an abundance-based coin, like the Billion coin, well, then it's all over. There's no corruption. Okay, the next one. Do you want money built on the principle of scarcity? Hey, that's what they tell us. There's not enough for you guys. There's not enough in the world to go around. Not enough water, not enough food. There's not enough Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis. There's not enough BMWs. There's not enough whatever. Beautiful big homes. It's just not enough for you guys. Sorry. It's just enough for a few of us here that have basically stolen your wealth. And we're hiding it and we're keeping it to ourselves because we're greedy. Okay? Or would you rather have money that's built on the principle of abundance? That's what the Billion coin is. It's the first. It won't be the last, but it's the first abundance-based cryptocurrency in the world. Okay, would you rather have money that lacks transparency or that's very transparent? Okay, what does this do? Lack transparency. That means people could money launder. People could do all kinds of bad things because there's no transparency when you're using cash, right? Cryptocurrency, on the other hand, is very transparent because everything is logged in on a ledger on the blockchain. We don't know who the people are, but we see the transactions. Isn't that amazing? Okay, would you rather have a money that's the source of perpetual poverty of the masses? Perpetual poverty of the masses. That's what we've been in. All my life, that's all I've seen. Okay, all I've seen is temporary fixes to help the poor, but no solutions to eliminate it. Or would you rather have money that will end global poverty? Of course. It can actually be done now. It's a reality. Okay. Or would you rather have money that enables rule by force? Of course you don't, but that's exactly what we have. Or would you rather have money that's not used as a form to rule the people? Would you rather have money that's very expensive or very economical? Common sense. Would you rather have money with a tendency towards slow moving circulation or money that promotes fast moving circulation? Well, there you go. Would you rather have money systems that are too complicated for average people to understand? I mean, seriously. Okay, accountants have to go to college to figure it out and get a degree in economics or in accounting. Or you want a system that's so simple for average people to understand. What makes more sense? All these things on the right make more sense. Okay, he goes on. He says, out of all the alternative cryptocurrencies in the world today, TBC is the only one completely free of the banking manipulation and force of government. TBC has already created abundance within a world that has only known scarcity. TBC is the clear choice moving forward. We have had our trials and have a pattern of overcoming them, and we are stronger now than we have ever been. It's time to speed up the growth within the TBC community. Merchants can play a key role now in speeding up community growth, but not in the way you may be thinking they will. He's talking to us, the current members of the TBC community. He goes on and says, too many of you in the TBC community only see what a merchant can do for you. You want more merchants to accept TBC Kringles for payment. You want merchants to accept 100% in TBC Kringles for their goods and services. My dear friends, those are not reasonable expectations. Don't you see that merchants are smart business people? Let me say that again. Don't you see that merchants are smart business people? Merchants operate their businesses on revolving cash flow, such as stocking their shelves with products they know will be sold, and when those products do sell, then they keep a portion of that revenue generated as profit and pay themselves as their means of living, and the majority of that revenue is used to restock the store shelves. Realistically, can merchants restock today only using TBC as payment? Of course not. They can't even do that with the billion coin yet. Okay, I added that myself. Back to the admin. That is why we need to get to 1 billion members. By that time, TBC will be so widely accepted as a form of payment that merchants could restock their shelves using only TBC. So let's not put the cart in front of the horse, as the saying goes. Okay, so what is he about to tell us? How merchants can help us if they can't accept our coin right now. Actually, some merchants do accept our coin. Okay, a lot of them accept 50% Kringle and 50% whatever the cash is throughout the world. Okay, we do have a large community. 3 million is large, but it's nowhere near the 12 million that Bitcoin has. But we are going to explode past Bitcoin in a matter of months, and we'll hit 30 million, 60 million in a year. 90 million out of 1 billion will give us almost a total economy worldwide. At 90 million, maybe even less, 60 million, we'll be able to use it at 7-Eleven. You see, we'll be able to use this because there will be so many of us with it. And it's, again, digital gold. Okay. Here's just another picture. And then he goes on, he says, I believe merchants can help us get to 1 billion members in about 1 year. Okay, so this is a pretty important blog. You're thinking right now, when I first read this, I'm thinking, what is he talking about? He meaning they, okay? What are they talking? What are they telling us now? You know? And he goes on and he says, if we present our opportunity in the right way. Okay, now it had my full attention, 100% full attention as I continue to read, because you don't get these kind of posts every day. Okay, He goes on and he says, please don't go to merchants and try to convince them to accept 100% TBC / Kringles as payment. They will not be interested in doing that, as I already explained why above. Instead, sponsor them. That means give them a gift, right? And show them how to sell TBC as a product. Okay, now hang on. A merchant that can successfully sell TBC over and over again is much more likely to later accept TBC as a form of payment. Okay, what is he talking about here? Okay, hang on, I'm getting to it. He goes on, the new business cards make it easy, especially if you will do all the heavy lifting at first. Oh, okay, I'm thinking to myself when I read this. I'm going to do it all for them. That makes sense. They're busy enough doing their business, right? If you bring them an additional profit center out of their store, their place of business, whatever, that I will take care of for them and just give them the money, well, that's a no-brainer. Okay, so I'm really getting forward to looking at the rest of this article last week when it first came out. Okay, then just gives you an example of business cards. And I am currently designing a business card. In fact, I did design it yesterday. It took me about 2-3 hours of one that's basically similar to this, but I can get it. And it's got my information on it. And you need something, as you'll find out as I continue to read, those of you that are in the community already, you'll need something with your name on it and your link to the gift to hand to the owner of these small mom and pop merchants, service providers, retailers, so that they can sign up with you and get their free gift. And it shows them the card that they will turn around with their information printed on it and give to their customers. Okay? All right. He goes on and says, a decent number of you within the TBC community have already achieved a steady stream of cash flow by following the system. Most of you still need a cash flow coach to help you get there too. If you are getting pretty good at following the system and earning an income using it, then it is time to expand that system to include inviting merchants to join us in the distribution phase of TBC. In other words, instead of us going to friends and people and talking about it peer-to-peer and saying, here, take a gift, free digital phone money, okay, $2,000 worth, and handing them our card or whatever, getting them the link. We can now go to a merchant with an additional profit center for them, is what he's telling us. So we do have a system. Many of us do make money selling our own coins, just $100 here and there, $200 here and there, $300, whatever the person wants to buy. Some people buy 1,000. They got 1,000 sitting around doing nothing, earning nothing in the bank, and they look at this and they see the value, they see the leverage, they see how the value goes up every day. They believe in it, and they say, well, what do I have to lose? $100, $1,000? I've certainly got enough of that. If this is real, then I'm in. And they'll end up with 10 coins if they spend $1,000. Because of our cookie reward system. So it's all up to them. So anyway, we do have a system. We work it. It gives us some cash. Okay. The admin, the creators of our coin, do not sell any coins. They give it away. That's all they do is give the coins away. We, the members, are the ones that do not give the gift away. We do not give any of our coins away. We cannot. We do sell them for the current price of that day. But this is how he rewards us in the community for spreading the word. Because again, if we don't get it in your hands, Those of you that are new, then we're not growing our value. We're not reaching our goal of $1 billion. Okay. Okay, so he says small business owners are the best to approach at this time. Big chain stores like 7-Eleven, okay, will not be interested in us at this time. Okay. So we're just talking about your small business owners, your small mom and pop stores. You see them all over the place. Okay. Geez, I can think of just go down the street. You'll see them in strip malls. Okay. Mom and pop stores, vape stores, little retail shops, discount shops, thrift stores, all kinds of little independent stores, little independent fast food restaurants, little independent, all kinds of things. Nail salons, hair salons, they're all independent. Okay, and they're not, there's very few that are big chains. All right. So he goes on and says, what do I mean by you doing all the heavy lifting? Okay. So this is where I, again, was paying so much attention. Okay, what is it I got to do? Because I'm willing to do this. This already is getting me excited, right? It says, make selling TBC risk-free and hassle-free for the merchant. I'm going, yeah, that makes sense. But see, I've been in business myself. I've had but I've had a strip mall business. Okay, I owned a tanning salon and my wife owned a nail salon. People came, we had customers. I know what that was all about. And I've owned a few other type of service businesses. Okay, so I'm very excited as I'm reading this. And it goes on and he says, think about it. How many customers does a small business owner have per day? Product-based stores can easily attend to 100 or more customers a day. Okay? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when I literally had a storefront, a tanning salon, we definitely were doing 100 customers a day. Because this was back in the 80s. One of the first tanning salons out there, especially in our city, which was in Whittier, in Southern California, in the San Gabriel Valley. Okay, can easily attend to 100 or more customers a day. Same goes for restaurants. Okay, what if all they had to do, meaning the owners and their employees, was hand out business cards to make money in TBC? You could do the rest of the work for them. You could set up a Kringle.Cash Back Office, KCBO, account for them by creating an email account in their business name. You could pay their $10 admin fee for them. You could print up 1,000 business cards for them. Yep, it's costing you a few bucks to get them started, but you have made it risk-free for them to give this a try. They have nothing to lose. You see what I'm saying? Nothing to lose and everything to gain. He goes on and says 1 or 2 merchants. That's all. 1 or 2 merchants will keep you pretty busy following up with their signups. Those are people who are just getting on the link there and getting their free gift of $2,000 worth of digital coins. So just 1 or 2 merchants will keep you that's going to do this, if you want, busy following up on their signups. And here's the reason why you're going to want to do this. You just rotate from one KCBO, that's Kringle.Cash Back Office account, to the next each day, looking for the new referrals that come in as a result of the merchant passing out the business cards. Teach the merchants to offer words of encouragement as they pass out these business cards, like, be sure to collect this gift today while the offer lasts. Then when you connect with these referrals, you can explain how the cookie reward system works, and that encourages purchases of at least $100 in Kringles. Why does it encourage them? Because they're going to find out about the cookie reward system, and they're going to say, okay, I've got $2,000 free here. But you're telling me that if I spend $100, I can become a multi-millionaire? Or if I do one live broadcast for 20 minutes, I can actually get one full coin for that $100 and become a multi-billionaire. Okay, currently worth $8 million right now. Okay, then when you connect, I'm saying this over again, with these referrals, you can explain how the cookie reward system works, and that encourages purchases of at least $100 in Kringles. And how are these people going to pay you? Well, most people don't have cryptocurrency still. Okay, very, very few. In spite of how large basically it is, 12 million people using Bitcoin alone, that's a drop in the bucket to 7.6 billion people in the world, right? So most people are going to use the cash of whatever country they're in, and they're going to use something like PayPal. Okay, so you can accept that, right? You can accept it, or you can accept Bitcoin, whatever you want to accept, because you're making the actual. You're selling your coins. So what you accept is up to you. But it's got to be worth at least $100 in some kind of form of currency that's accepted as $100 worth. Okay, and then it goes on and he says you can meet these referrals at a merchant location or at the merchant location and complete a $100 cash transaction. In other words, if you're in your city and you go get a merchant in your city, then these people live right in your city. So, I mean, if they don't want to come down to the store and meet you and get it done, they don't even have to. They can do it again from their home, from their phone, using PayPal. Once you get the $100 in your PayPal account, boom, you send them $100 worth from your wallet to their wallet. It gets verified as a transaction from admin, and bam, he puts the cookie reward points in that person's wallet, in that person's back office, their Kringle.Cash Back Office, which they can then redeem in November. And if this is past November already, then May. Okay, we have 2 a year again, May and November. Plus, I'll have $100 worth of actual Kringles that they can spend, but they wouldn't want to because it's they want it to go up in value. Okay, but come November, they're going to have a ton, and then they can really go crazy. They can do all they want with it. Okay, so he's saying that you can actually meet these referrals at the merchant location and complete the $100 cash transaction, which gives them, you have to have at least 100 minimum to get cookie rewards, to get all those extra coins, Kringle coins. Okay, and then he says 50% of that will go to the merchant as your partner. Okay, so you explain this to your merchant that you're going to. Okay, you explain how the system works, the cookie rewards. You say every time someone buys 100 from me, I give you $50 and I keep $50. Now I'm doing all the work for you. So you're just creating an additional profit center in your store, and I'm doing it for you. All you have to do is pass out the cards that I'm going to print and give to you. Now, believe me, if somebody had come in, sat down in front of my desk at the tanning salon I had back in the 80s and offered that to me, do you think I would say no? Okay, you see what I'm saying? Of course it goes on. Of course the merchant will catch on and will also want to purchase at least $100 too from you. And when they do, you keep the whole 100% of that as your personal sale. If every merchant was approached this way, why would any of them say no? Passing out business cards from the cash register is so easy to do, and each time they do it, it could bring in $50 of new revenue to them. Okay? And right now, with the current system here in America, there's this so-called, and it actually is real, a retail apocalypse happening. Okay, small businesses are going out of business because of the monetary. Well, actually, it's not even monetary. The currency system, this debt-based currency system that we're on, with the devaluation of our dollar. You see the stores closing, friends. You know what I'm talking about. So who's going to turn this down? Nobody. It's what I call a no-brainer. That's what he goes on and says at the end of this paragraph. It's what I call a no-brainer, and it is a no-brainer. He goes on and he says, when merchants find it easy to sell TBC using the business cards, and they are highly likely to at least accept 50% TBC Kringles, right? Imagine tens of millions of merchants all around the world accepting 50% TBC Kringles in about 6 to 9 months from now. You will be surprised how fast we go from 100 million members to 1 billion members. I bet the distance between those two achievements is only 60 days. Okay? Now, this was a post a number of days ago. There's been more posts since then on more details of how this works. Okay? So I think I'm going to wrap up this particular broadcast and wait until another broadcast to get into the additional cookie rewards that admin has just come out with. It hasn't started yet, but he's already told us how it works. Okay. And it's pretty cool. Again, it's based on you just giving the coins out to your family members, your immediate family members, and you could get an amazing amount of free cookie rewards for doing that. Why? Because admin's job is to get the coin in your hands. He needs our help in getting that coin into a billion people's hands. So he's willing to give the coin away because he will not devalue the coin because it's his coin. It's their coin. It's not our the members. We cannot give any coins away yet. Not until we get to our first billion people. Okay? All right. So thank you guys for hanging around and listening to all that. I know I talk a lot, but that's because I haven't been on for a week. And I have a lot to say when I get on. But I'm going to try to do more of these during the week because there's some really exciting things happening right now. We're just exploding in our growth, and we want you to come in. We want you to get involved. And you won't if you're not like-minded. If you're selfish and greedy, then you may not want to. Okay, so you won't spend a dime. You won't. But if you like what you see, you're going to be, believe me, $10 is not going to be anything to you. Okay? That's the way we are. I know it's different. We're not used to that. When I first got involved, it was like, as time went on, it's like, is this too good to be true or what? No, it's not. You know why? Because this is cryptocurrency. This is a whole different animal. Okay? It's like the internet. Could I have even imagined the internet when it came out in the early 90s? No. And when it came out, I looked at it and I kept looking at it and I said, geez, I can drive this. I don't have to know all the details. Now it's with blockchain technology. You don't have to know all the details, but you can get in and drive it. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Love you all. Have a great coming week, and I'll talk to you soon.